Hello, Eagle families. Wayne Granger here, coming with another update video. I know it's been a while. Been kind of a busy period, and also all of our school breaks that we've had recently. Hey, I'm really reaching out to those families who expressed an interest in a vegetarian option for our school lunch. I know this has been a question that we've been addressing throughout the year. Obviously, this has been a very new program with the state for this free meal program, and it's had plenty of growing pains. But My Kids Lunch, our provider, I've been working with them throughout the year, and we believe we're at a place that we can look to run a pilot program for this, because we want to make sure that those families that have expressed interest and shown some demand are being heard, and I think we have an option here to see how this is going to go. So just kind of a little bit of a refresher about the program. So the school lunch program is governed by the U.S. Department of Agriculture, and they have to have an approved menu, and that's what it's based off of. And there is a difference between restriction, which are dietary needs for a medical condition like an allergy that could really endanger someone, versus a preference, which is usually due to some preference, not medical necessity. So that's what we're based off of. And the Healthy Schools Meals program views vegetarian meals as a choice, or for whether it be for religious view or for personal health choices, as a preference if it's not required as a medical necessity. So the growing pains of this new statewide system really made it difficult for us to do anything earlier in the year. I appreciate your patience, understanding that we were dealing with so many new issues. But My Kids Lunch has been very responsive, been working with them, especially since the beginning of this year, about what we can do going forward. Especially for next school year. And so they have come up with a plan for us to run a 2-week pilot program so that we can offer a vegetarian option for families who opt in. I'm going to tell you how that happens. But these vegetarian meals have to be pre-ordered on Hot Lunch Online, which is through the Hot Lunch program, so that we have a list of who has ordered them. That is new to our lunch program, but that is the only way we can make this work. And again, I said, My Kids Lunch has been very responsive and creative in how we can make this work for our school. So for example, this is going to be the vegetarian option menu for the 2 weeks following spring break. So we're trying to get this out ahead of time. So this here, as you can see, this would be April 8th. Here's our spring break here. April 8th. This would be the offering for the vegetarian offering would be the grilled cheese, and this would be the sides. A black bean burger, again, these are the sides. You can see here how this yellow highlight is showing the substitution from the existing menu that would be a vegetarian approved. So for example, this here on the 12th, this is already vegetarian, so there doesn't need to be any change. The same with this on the 17th, it's already vegetarian, no substitution is needed. So just to give you kind of some perspective, this is what is being offered that day. And this is where My Kids Lunch has really come through for us with this as a potential option in this pilot program. So for example, on this day here, the 9th, what is normally being served is a grilled hamburger with all of these options here. They are substituting the grilled hamburger with the black bean burger. In this, the next day here, you've got the Korean beef. They're doing Korean Beyond Beef. Otherwise, this is remaining the same for these sides. This was just something that was not possible for us earlier in the year because of this new program. But as you can see here how any of these things substituting tamales, there's a quesadilla. And then finally, like on the day here where they do that very popular breakfast, they're substituting the sausage patty with the hard-boiled egg for some of that protein. So this is going to be the pilot program menu for that 2 weeks. We will put this on our website. So it'll be there. My Kids Lunch will put this menu on Hot Lunch Online this Friday. So you'll be able to go in and pre-order starting this Friday for those dates. We will end up getting a list of pre-ordered vegetarian meals so we know who is supposed to have them, and then we will have an internal process to make sure those meals get to those children that are on our list. If you weren't pre-ordered on our list, we have no way to guarantee that meal. They are not sending overages like we've done with the others. These will strictly be, if we have 54 meals ordered, they will send 54 of these meals, and we'll know what grade is what. Like I said, we will not have our typical 10% overage we've done otherwise, because this is a pilot program. So you got to make sure that you go into Hot Lunch Online and do the pre-ordering. There will not be an option for walk-up. So the meal program requires that a child receive a meal. If they did not get on our vegetarian list, we can give them the other option and they can delete what they don't want from a meat standpoint, but we cannot take the vegetarian option that someone else ordered and give it to them during this program, so that we can try to dial this in. The purpose of this is for us to test our systems and make sure our lunchrooms and the staff have the ability to manage this. So I explained earlier in the year that our lunchrooms and kitchens are more warming kitchens. They're not full service, and so there is limited space. And so adding a completely second menu is not an option from a staffing and space standpoint. My Kids Lunch believes this becomes a much more manageable option, and I think that that's what we're going to see. I need to work with my staff because this is new for them as well. They have really got it dialed in so far with everything else we're doing, but anytime we do something new, there may be a growing pain. So please be patient with us, knowing it is our intent to have this program be successful so that we can have alternative options for those families that want it. It is only going to be available for these 2 weeks at this time. It's just all we can do right now in the scope of what we have. We will use this to evaluate and then solicit feedback from our stakeholders on how did this work. It'll help us know, did our space hold up, did our staffing work, did our systems work. It'll let My Kids Lunch know, did their side of it work, and that will then determine viability for next school year. So please know that this, like I said, this is all we can commit to right now is this 2-week program, which I think is fantastic, but it is to help us determine viability for next school year. So there will be a link on Hot Lunch online for you to start pre-ordering these meals starting this Friday. And then starting when we come back after spring break on April 8th, we will have these options. As long as you have placed the order, we will manage the rest of it on the back end and do our best to have this be successful, because it sounds like we have a great option going forward, and we want to see this program succeed. So as always, if you have any other direct questions, please reach out and email me directly, and I'll be happy to touch base with you. But I think this is a great option that we have going forward, and I appreciate everybody's patience who has been looking for this option and understanding the restrictions that we had coming into this of being able to do anything sooner. So thank you again for your partnership, and we'll be in touch soon. Stay safe with the weather coming in. We'll be in touch about that on a separate note. Take care.